Hi everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to a episode of Pounds and Inches. Today we're not going to be reviewing a game.
As you can see.
And there's no game to review. We didn't lose a pound or an inch. At least not one that we're going to be talking about. But
We just came back from vacation.
so we got some work to do. But we did want to talk to you about a very important event in board gaming coming up this week. This is GenCon 2018. Something that we've enjoyed every year we've gone to it, which has been several.
I need a moment.
Unfortunately, this year Bethany will not be able to go. There is a work scheduling conflict. So I will be going, representing the pounds.
All right.
The inches will be staying home.
I'm good.
But so we just wanted to talk to you guys for a minute about what we like about Gen Con. What are some things we can do there? What are some tips? And even some things you can do at home to have some fun while you're not at Gen Con.
I don't remember us practicing talking about that.
Well, practice schmactice.
All right. Well, anyway, first and foremost, the one thing I'm most disappointed about missing this year is the Orc Stomp. I have participated in that 5K every year that I've gone. I remember the first year that I went and I saw that there was even a 5K, I about lost it. And that first race, it's like the fastest time I've ever gotten. It's my PR, so that might be the reason why I love the Orc Stomp so much. But it's really nice. It starts super early in the morning. The sun is just starting to rise when you start the race, and by the time you finish the race, the sun has risen. And I love it. The park is very beautiful. All the money always goes to the John McDonald house for...
Ronald McDonald?
Ronald McDonald.
Who's John McDonald?
Anyway, I really like this race. And one of the positive things, besides just that it goes to a charity, is that it's so early that you still have your whole day. You can still do all your gaming things and feel really awesome about getting these 3 miles in the morning. So I'm super upset that I am going to miss out on that. And you probably will too. It's already sold out.
I've gone 1 year. It was amazing. I probably won't do it again, at least until I lose some more weight. My knee does not do well with long distance running like that over a mile. But it was beautiful, and I've spectated it every year that I've gone with Bethany, and we've even convinced one of our friends to go this year. So I'll be spectating again as to support everybody who is running it. All right, so a lot of people say that Gen Con is buying convention only. There's not a lot of playing of games to be had. I think that's wrong. That's a misstatement. That being said, we will be buying some stuff, or at least I will be. One thing, every year Bethany has bought some crazy tea from some crazy tea company.
It's not a crazy tea company. They're called Dryad Tea. And there's also Dryad Pottery. It's the same people or the same lady, and their stuff is amazing. I can't pick up the camera and show you right now, but over here I have all these stickers from all the teas I bought from them. Every single time you get like a sticker with their bag. But I really like their teas. I really like their blends, and the names they have for them are very whimsical. And then they also have pottery, so you can get these really awesome mugs as well. I would definitely check them out. They are going to be them. It is Dryad Tea.
Yeah, so I'll be having to fill a whole suitcase full of that, I'm sure, to
Yes.
bring back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for a new dice tray. Our dice tray currently is a shoebox lid that's seen better days. So we're in the market for a new dice tray. We'll be looking for something cool, something handcrafted, quiet when you're rolling it, but still satisfying, good rolls. A lucky one, hopefully.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for us to move to the next section.
All right, and go.
I also like this jewelry place that is always at Gen Con called Bellotti Jewelry. They have a lot of Lord of the Rings. They have some Dresden Files, and then other things like that themed jewelry. You can't see it really well right now, but this was an anniversary present. It was from them. It's the one ring, and it's all, what's the word I'm looking for? It's all trademark, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the register, like official, Lord of the Rings merchandise, essentially.
Yeah, so I would check them out as well. They're really fun. They're really gorgeous pieces of jewelry.
Yeah, we're looking to buy some new expansions for some games that we already own. Dominion, the Castles of Mad King Ludwig, and just any new games that are coming out that we want to check out. There's opportunities to demo games that are coming out and being released at GenCon, and I want to get my hands on as many of those as possible. Maybe come home with a few of those as well, depending on what I like.
Not gonna lie, once I found out I wasn't coming 3 months ago, I got sad, and I didn't look up any of the games that were coming out. Another thing that I'm upset about missing this year is the charity balloon. I can't remember what the event's actually called. But
There's basically a guy who makes this incredible balloon art, like similar to like a balloon animal, but like on a crazy scale. We've seen him build R2D2s, a giant
dragon last year.
Yeah, there's a dragon for the GenCon 50, like a one-eyed Cyclops ogre guy.
Yeah, it's really cool. So you can actually see him build it. I think it's the first day.
It's all 3 days, and then
and then on the last day, they bid to see who gets to tear it down first, who gets the first like stab at it.
We pop all these balloons for charity, and we have a really fun video from an upper balcony looking down on it, and all these kids just tearing it apart. Again, all that money goes to charity as well.
Yeah, so it's really neat. Our daughter has loved watching that, and so I'm a little sad that we won't be participating and spectating that this year.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to be playing some games too. Okay, I'm sorry. I will be playing some games. There's no shortage of games there. If anyone says that you can't play games at GenCon, they just haven't looked hard enough. There's the massive game hall you can be playing constantly in all different games, and even in all the hotels and surrounding skywalks, and everywhere you look, there's people playing games. So this is not just a merchandise con. It's whatever you want it to be. It's so big and so vast that it appeals to anyone and everyone, other than people who maybe don't like crowds. But other than that, you can virtually do anything you want there, which that will segue nicely to some games that aren't, or things that aren't.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so I like to do a lot of the crafts things that they have there. One of the things that I did in the years past was make a clock.
That's pretty cool.
Like, they just, all these really fun things that you can do. Clocks, I've made journals and jewelry, and a lot of them are geek based. I mean, this is
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, Baker Street, Sherlock Holmes,
Harry Potter.
Doctor Who, and Harry Potter. So it's just really fun. And then I wish I could remember who did this tutorial. My sister and I did it together, but she was awesome, and she has really cool programs that she does, or craft things that she does. But that's another thing that I'm a little sad that I'll be missing out on this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a full-on high school dance that you can go to and dress up for. There is belly dancing, or there is Zumba, or whatever your thing is. There's a version of it there at GenCon, probably with a geek theme behind it, which makes it even cooler if you're into that.
Yeah.
There was a really cool kids section last year and years previously, put on by Mayfair, which I'm not really sure how it's going to go this year because Mayfair's not around.
Yeah. And we didn't look into it since we knew that the girls and I wouldn't be coming.
Yeah, but the Mayfair training ground was just this awesome place where you could stop by with your kids, do a coloring book page, learn a new kids game, just kind of get away from the crowd a little bit for you and your kids. Every year we go and just have a really, really great time with them. There's face painting and
and it was in the dealer hall too, so it was actually nice to kind of tag team looking at stuff. So one of us could be there with the kids while they played with all these boxes and stuff, and then the other one could be looking at the different things in the dealer hall. And the volunteers for that were amazing. They just really cared, I guess, about being there with the kids. I mean, I guess if you're choosing to volunteer in the kid area, you should probably like kids. But they were awesome, and I don't know. You'll have to tell me what they did this year.
Yeah, well, I'll look into that and report back maybe in a future episode. There's also usually a grouping of dealers in the dealer hall specifically for kids games and family games as well. So as you're walking through, if you see a whole lot of clustering of companies like that deal in kids games, check it out. If you've got kids, there's usually some good deals and some fun demos that you can play and games to check out. So one thing I'm going to be keeping a lookout for is making sure I get plenty of steps in with my Fitbit. it would be very easy to be very stagnant there, just be sitting and playing games. So I need to make sure that I'm being active. I'm still trying to lose weight, so trying to be conscious about that. My last vacation, when we were camping last week, didn't go so well, eating wise and movement and activity wise. So hoping to come back this week from that.
Yeah, it's going to be a little difficult for me as well. I use my lunch hours to run, but I do all of my lifting and resistance in the morning at the gym. And I can do that because Ryan is still home, so I can leave the house with our girls in there. And I cannot do that because that's not wise to leave your children in the house alone when they're 15 months. But
Right.
so I'll have to be creative of stuff that I can do either with them or just things I can do at home that I'm not as comfortable with and I'm not familiar with. So it's going to be a little weird for me.
Mm-hmm. And there's no shortage of food and food vendors at GenCon. So trying to choose some healthier options is going to be not what I want to do, but it's going to be what I'll have to do. And I'll have to watch everyone else eat the tasty stuff around me. All right, so some tips. We have, we're not necessarily GenCon
Experts.
veterans or anything like that, but we still have some good experiences that
We're
we've
veterans. 4 times would make you a veteran.
had. I'm just 5 for me.
Yeah.
But either way, so we have some tips that might be something for you first-time goers or first time with kids even. Some things that might be fun for you to try or things that you might not have thought about otherwise.
Yeah, if your kids are young enough and you can wear them, I would definitely do that. If you have any type of wrap, we did that last year with the baby, and it was perfect. Like, we weren't in anybody's way, and I actually saw a lot more people last year with wearing their babies than I have in years previous, and it's really nice. Just with space-wise and not having to maneuver around things, and I would highly recommend it if you're bringing a small toddler or baby.
Yeah, the halls are packed, especially in the dealer hall, and we used a stroller in years previously, and you get so many dirty looks. It's not like we really wanted to have this stroller thing, but we just didn't have any other options, or at least know what our options were, other than just to bring our stroller, because that's just what you do. So yeah, trying to find an alternative definitely helped out. And so yeah, if you are one of the people who doesn't have a stroller, a wrap is a great option. If you don't have kids at all, please don't be mean to people who do have strollers. We're just parents trying to get along in the world and have a good time playing games too. It's all in fun. So yeah, don't bring a giant stroller if you can avoid it. And yeah, we had a backpack too, which helped. So we had all the kids' activities and things to keep them busy last year. And were you really talking to our oldest about, what her options were, what she could do when we were busy?
Yeah, so what we did beforehand is we let her pick out her own coloring book and her own crayons, or just things like that, little crafts and activities. And so the week or so prior, we would talk it up. We would talk up all of these things that she got to do, all the crafts that we bought to keep with us, all of the toys, or even the snacks. We really talked it up so that way when we were there and she was using the sticker book or what have you, it seemed really special and it seemed really important. It was able to occupy her attention longer.
And we're in the middle of a game and we're both having the same activity together. That was kind of important. And that being said, keep an eye on your schedules too. If you're looking at a situation where there's a difference in the time zone, if you're traveling, or maybe there's a nap that you normally be having at a certain time. Maybe don't have, 2 parents, for instance, doing the same activity, and the kid is, maybe having a hard time dealing with that. Maybe try to stagger that a little bit to tag team in and out, just so there can be a little bit of flexibility there.
Yeah, and then snacks. Lots of snacks.
Healthy snacks.
You're just trying to keep your kids from not screaming. You just get snacks.
But we don't want them to have their own pounds and inches podcast or whatever in the future. So that being said, getting back to the health stuff, stay hydrated, man. They pump so much air conditioning and whatever into that dealer hall, into that convention center, that it just sucks the moisture out of the air. So stay hydrated.
We had a really hard time staying hydrated the first year we went there because
let's just say Indianapolis's water is
It's not as good as our Iowan water.
it's more than just H2O. I think there's some POOP in it or something. I don't know.
Don't do that.
It's not the best water.
But last year we got one of the these Brita filter water bottles, and it made the world of difference to us. So we would fill that up, and we could use the convention water, and it didn't. Like we weren't. It was good. We stayed hydrated that year.
All right. I would say get outside of your comfort zone. There's just so much to do. We just talked about a few things, but if you've never wanted to try out, let's say, LARPing, this would be a great time to do it. You know, there's going to be people who are accepting and who want you to bring you into their little corner of the hobby. Or if you've wanted to try a role-playing game, and there's some great intro scenarios that you could try out. There's True Dungeon, there is arcades, there is classic games, there is just, you know, sightseeing in Indianapolis. There's an escape room that I'm going to be going to. Basically, anything you want to do, you can, you know, just get outside your comfort zone. Don't just sit and play games in the corner and hope that a great event's going to come to you. Cause
that's exactly what I'm going to do. Like, exactly.
just say, check it out. Check out the full list of events if you're going, or in years in the future. Check out the full list, not just the ones that are in your normal wheelhouse, your normal favorite style of gaming.
Yeah, it's good to try and do something that you won't be able to do at home.
Yeah, like there's, you know, even within board gaming, there's like a King of Tokyo giant edition. You can roll these giant, you know, dice and, you know, giant Catan and just silly things like that.
Is there giant Catan?
Probably. It's not owned by Mayfair, but I think I remember seeing a mammoth Catan put on by somebody. So yeah, and wear good shoes, good comfortable shoes. You will be on your feet, especially if you're experiencing the dealer hall. It is vast, and you will be walking around. So wear some good shoes and good support. Stay hydrated.
Yeah. Say hi to Ryan and encourage him.
Yeah, if you see me, I'll be the guy who weighs approximately 411 pounds. Not that I'm some celebrity or anything like that, but sure, if you recognize me, stop by, say hi, say hey. You know, here's what's working for me, or here's thanks for those videos, or whatever. You know, I'd love to hear from you.
Yes, say hi.
Well, thanks so much, guys. I know this isn't a real episode. We didn't talk about any games per se, but hey, GenCon's a lot of fun.
GenCon.
Check out GenCon if you are not attending. It was put on by Suzanne Sheldon, I believe, was the one who started it. It's just a way for people who can't go to GenCon but want to, can get together online, follow social media, and there's prizes they give out, and you know, play games at home during that time, and report in and what you're playing to all those people. Am I boring you?
No.
Yes, check out GenCon or check out GenCon, or check out Pounds and Inches, our review series. We'll be back after GenCon with some more reviews, if I can stick to eating and well there.
You'll be fine.
Well, thanks again, guys, for tuning into our episode.
Unedited. It's going to be rough, yo.
It's going to be fun, just like GenCon. All right, until next time.
Bye.
Bye.